Hello VC, and more specifically Andy. Hello, this is my contest entry for your Gimme 10 Perfect Albums for your 200 subscribers. Well done on 200 subscribers, that's great, you're catching me up, you bastard. I'm obviously treading water. I was, well, I think perhaps one of the early subscribers to you when you first started. I kind of connected with what you were showing, because you were showing country music, which was something I love, and I kind of fell for your style. You've got a very laconic, relaxed kind of demeanour, which I wish I could be a bit more like that. And so yeah, there's a certain sort of calmness that you bring to this ridiculous thing of showing records. Anyway, well done, Andy, on reaching 200 subs. I'm sure you're going to get far more. So this is my 10 perfect albums. There's going to be stuff I've shown. I've tried to be a bit more... I know I've actually kind of gone a bit more mainstream. So I've not actually got any country albums here. There's no jazz here. I find it very difficult to do these sort of what are my favourite albums, and so I suppose I'll just say that this is my 10 perfect albums right now when I'm recording this. When I went to my shelves and pulled out some perfect albums. I find it difficult to do 10. You're luckier you're not I don't know 10,000 subscribers, because then I could perhaps easily do that. But I will stop my waffle. Say well done on 200 subs, and here are my 10 perfect albums, and I'm going to start with something that perhaps people will be shocked in the VC, those people that have watched my videos that I'm showing, and that is the Beatles, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, 50 years old this year, and yeah, I have a love-hate affair with the Beatles, and James the Vinyl Professor keeps going on at me to do a video which kind of explains my love-hate affair, and he'll be annoyed that I'm still not making it. But I will one day explain that. Suffice it to say, I love their music, generally. I don't like their legacy. Yeah, I think music needs to move on, and if anyone thinks that this is the greatest album ever made, a 50-year-old album, that is an awfully sad thing to say. The greatest music, the greatest album being made, probably been made today. Someone's making it out there. The music is the sum of its parts. The music being made today is Sgt. Pepper. It's Robert Johnson, it's Led Zeppelin, it's all kinds of things rolled into one. It's, yeah, anyway, I'm not going to go off on one. So, Sgt. Pepper, yeah, well, I don't need to say anything about the album. Okay, next one, The Dusk. Probably not their most popular album. It's my favourite album, I think, of theirs. It's just... I like to listen to this in the car when I'm driving through an urban landscape, and it fits it perfectly. A kind of a sad, lonely, paranoid music that fits in with the dark urban underbelly of a modern urban city. Anyway, so The Dusk, perfect album. Prince, Sign of the Times. Yeah, double album as well. Probably his greatest album. There's no one like Prince. A sad loss last year. I've even liked quite a lot of his more modern music. But this, this has its 2 discs. Lots of different styles, lots of different tastes, lots of different feels. From Sign of the Times, yeah, The Cross. Yeah, it's a wonderful mixture of rock, funk, R&B, folk, bit of everything in there. So Prince, Sign of the Times. Ba-doo-doo-doo. Sign. Okay, Stone Roses, Stone Roses. Yeah, probably a very British album, but the perfect album. Was it released 1989? One of those soundtracks of my youth. So Stone Roses, Stone Roses. I am the resurrection. I mean, what audacity. Anyway, then we got Pet Sounds, the Beach Boys. This is a First Press UK edition. Yeah, I mean, again, I don't need to say anything about this. It's so familiar, isn't it? Wouldn't it be nice? Sloop John B. God only knows. Yeah, I mean, it's just from start to finish a beauty. If anyone's haven't heard the on one of the sort of releases, a box set release of sort of all the outtakes and things, there's a version that has just the a cappella vocals. If you haven't heard it, go and listen to it because it's absolutely marvellous just to hear the harmonies that they were doing. So, yeah, Pet Sounds, the Beach Boys. REM Document. I know a lot of people like all their early stuff because that's cool to like Murmur. Yeah, they came out of nowhere with the new sound, but I think by the time they got to Document, they'd perfected their sound. Their instrumentation is better. They're better musicians. They're better songwriters. This is before they went to Warner's. This is the last independent record, and I would, yeah, and it's got some amazing songs on here. Probably the best songs they ever wrote. Yeah, so Document, REM. Scott Walker, Scott 4. Again, a beautiful, beautiful album. I know that his voice is an acquired taste, and his newer material, well, it scares the bejesus out of me. Yeah, I find it quite difficult to connect with his more modern avant-garde material. But yeah, this is a lovely, lovely album. I love the songs. The Old Man's Back Again, dedicated to the neo-Stalinist regime. Seventh Seal that it starts with is wonderful, and then you got beautiful songs like Duchess and The World's Strongest Man. A perfect album. Okay, this is a bit of a controversial album these days, but Paul Simon, Graceland. I understand the issues of cultural appropriation. I understand how difficult the topic is. I think there were terrible issues with the man's hubris going into South Africa without checking with the ANC whether they thought the breaking of the sanctions was justified. But having said all of that and getting away from the politics, it is a great, great, great album. The sounds, the production of this, the songwriting, probably the greatest thing that Paul Simon's done. Arguably the greatest thing that Paul Simon's ever done. Okay, last two. Yeah, Ian Dury. Oh, Ian Dury and the Blockheads. Is this Ian Dury and the Blockheads? No, it's just Ian Dury, this. But it has got the Blockheads on it. And New Boots and Panties. And this is a wonderful, wonderful album. I was in a record shop a while back and they put this on. And I realised I knew all the words to all the songs. And I just stood there flicking through the records, looking at them while singing along with Ian Dury. Songs like Wake Up and Make Love to Me, Sweet Gene Vincent, which is just it makes me cry, that song. Beautiful. My Old Man, oh, wonderful. Clever Trevor, you know, the ultimate sort of Essex boy. I assume he's Essex. Oh, now I'm giving away the fact I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful album, and that's his son Baxter on the album cover. Baxter Dury. I love those. Look at those trousers. Yes, I think I wore trousers like that back in the day as well. Yeah. Anyway, so Ian Dury, New Boots and Panties. Okay, final album. and this one is probably going to do my image on the VC a hell of a lot of harm, but I don't care. This is a bit of a guilty pleasure, and it is Billy Joel, The Stranger. Yeah, I like 70s singer-songwriters, and I think Billy Joel with this album just kind of peaked, really. I like a lot of his other stuff earlier than this and later than this, but this is a perfect album. There's not a duff song on here. I love the production, the piano work. I mean, I probably came to this actually through listening to Ben Folds 5 and then realising, actually, you know, there's not a huge difference from what Ben Folds 5 or the Ben Folds 5 were doing, or Ben Folds were doing than Billy Joel was doing sort of 20 years previously. Yeah, so I know it's not the coolest album in the world. I know it's probably one of the every charity shop in the UK will probably have a copy of this. Record shops probably don't buy it in anymore because they've probably got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of copies. But it is a perfect album. There's the man, Billy Joel. I mean, a lovely time in an Italian restaurant. Yeah, I mean, that's that song in itself. Scenes from an Italian restaurant. I love the way it has different movements. You know, a bit like something like Bohemian Rhapsody. And it just sort of moves through one to another. Or I suppose Band on the Run by Paul McCartney and Wings. Yeah, Billy Joel. Oh, and this has got Just the Way You Are on it. And actually, talking about Paul McCartney and Wings, I remember Paul McCartney saying in an interview when he was asked what song would he wish he had written, and I think, if I remember rightly, it was Just the Way You Are by Billy Joel. They probably asked him when it came out, so it was probably a big song at the time. Anyway, there you are, 10 perfect albums for today. Tomorrow I would probably post a video with 10 completely different albums. And then I've got a lot of stuff on CD that obviously I won't be showing, but so I had to limit it to records I did have. So Andy, well done on your 200 subs. Great contest. It's good fun to do that. I can't wait to see some other people's entries. Take yourself good care of yourself, and I will see you at some point in the future, people. So until then, bye for now.